What's up everyone? In today's video, I'm gonna give you some tips that'll help you save and invest more money. Tip number one is to make a budget that allows you to breathe. You've got some wiggle room in there. You don't feel completely strapped because like anything, if it's unrealistic, you're not gonna stick to it and it's just not gonna be sustainable. It's gonna be like a fad diet or something just for your finances. So the number one thing is to make it realistic. So if you're trimming things back, look at making gradual changes. Don't make a big shift, otherwise it's just not gonna work out for you. So if you're used to spending $600 a month on food, but you wanna do $400, it might be unrealistic. Maybe you go down to $550 or $500. So make incremental changes to your budget over time and know this is the long game, right? You've got to make sure it's sustainable. You'll have a much better chance, even if it's just like small progress as you get going. Number two is to pay off your debt in a way that really saves you the most amount of money. So in order to do this, you have to look at the debt that you have, know the interest rates and how long you're expected to pay this debt. You can do this simply through a debt payoff calculator. I'll link one below for you that I really like because this one allows you to input either the avalanche method or the snowball method and see which one saves you the most money in the long run. The snowball method means you pay off the smallest balance and roll that to your bigger balanced debts. The avalanche method means you pay on the card that's got the largest interest rate first, and then you roll that into the smaller and smaller interest rates. That's the method that I believe 100% works the best. But if you're more motivated by seeing the number of debts that you have reduce versus the dollar amount of debt you have, then the snowball method might be your go-to way to pay off your debt. But running the numbers will allow you to see how much interest you'd save or spend in each of the two scenarios. Also, running these numbers will be really motivational to help you get those paid off faster because you'll see if you just stay at your current or minimum payment schedule, how much interest you're gonna pay along the way. When you see that thousands and thousands, maybe 10,000 or like who knows, is going to these loan providers, that's money that can go to your pocket, your investment accounts, but you've got to pay it down. So when you get your debt paid down quicker, then that interest isn't just compounding on top of itself and becoming this really large number. So definitely run the numbers, make your plan and stick to it so that once that is all paid off, you can then take all that money that was going towards these high interest debts and you could just roll it into an investment account and that'll really start to accelerate your progress towards a large investment account for your future and for your current goals, right? If you've got things that you want to pay for, getting those debts out of the way will just free up so much cash for you. Tip number three is to save for your retirement and for your emergency fund. You've got to make sure you're setting some money aside for the future. In order to do that, the first couple steps come in handy, right? You've got to be spending less than you're making. And as long as you can get into the habit of spending less than you're bringing in, you can then have a surplus month after month, and that can go some towards your retirement, some towards your pre-retirement goals, and all of that can be taken care of as long as you're managing your budget well and living below your means. Number four is to reduce your spending where you can, and especially in places that aren't bringing you a lot of joy. In order to do this, it's going to be really helpful if you have everything listed out, make sure you know where your money is going, and then look at that list and say, is this something that I really want to be spending money on? And if not, that's a great, easy way to just cut it out of your budget because often money just slips through the cracks on random things that come up that we're not really even paying attention to, but it's just so easy to just spend money on things, right? That's like advertisements are everywhere trying to capture our dollars. So we really have to guard those and protect them because they're ours, and then we can intentionally put them in areas that bring us the most joy. And hopefully some of that is into your savings and your investment accounts. You can get really creative with saving money too. Consider carpooling, consider walking, consider getting a simple cup of coffee instead of a fancy latte and add your own cream and sugar, right? There's a lot of little ways that you can trim back money, but you could also look at your big expenses, reduce your car payment, get a roommate, maybe do Airbnb. There's a lot that you can get creative with on both the big things and the little things as well that can just add more value and money to your own accounts. Number 5 is to compare prices before you buy anything and look for those coupon codes, look for good deals, especially if you've got maybe an electronic or an appliance that you plan on purchasing, and find out if it's worth waiting for. A lot of times it probably is, and sometimes you might even lose the desire for the product in the first place, and that can really save you some money. So those are just some simple things that you can start to think about and do to save some money so you can get invested. Be sure to check out some of my other videos for tips on getting started with investing. And overall, this is a short-term thing, right? Saving money only gets you so far. You really do want to work on increasing your income and increase what you're able to bring in so that you don't always have to strap for cash and you can actually buy the things that you love and you want in your life without having to constantly be worried and stressed. But developing that principle of living below your means is helpful at any stage, regardless of what you're making, because we hear so many stories of really wealthy people that are in debt massively and that have financial problems and all of this because they have never learned to manage their money well, to live below their means, and to always be setting aside some of their money for their future. So you can really put this practice into place so that once your income does increase, you still know it's important to live below your means at any stage. All right, I hope you found some of that useful. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.